actually go on vacation with the other coach's kids in the off season. He said, well, I'll have to get back to this one after this play.
Oh, go ahead. You didn't miss
Okay.
anything.
Okay. So you get another run anyway, huh?
Yeah.
But both men have 3 kids. They go on vacation together in the off season, and usually before every week or after every week, they talk to each other about how their game went, this, that, and the other, compare things. This was the only week.
I was just going to say.
Obviously, that there was no phone call exchange, so needless to say, there's bad blood between the two this week.
Clock continues to run, continues to work against Redondo. 18-6, 3rd and 5. Rain falling again. And I'm sure for Mira Costa, they don't even notice it right now. They're looking for the championship and moving and jumping. Matt Dorn in the middle for Redondo. And Big Matt just trying to make a play right now. He knows his guys need something. Just a little too anxious.
Well, I'll tell you, the experience of Robert Hodge, the senior quarterback, is really paying off. That's twice tonight that they've drawn Redondo off sides in clutch key situations. This, a 3rd and 3, will give them automatic first down. But that just goes to show you the experience and the savvy of Robert Hodge. He deserves all the credit on that.
Did he change up that cadence?
Just changed up the cadence a little bit, little fluctuation in the voice, but a very experienced play and a very timely play.
Meadows and Vasquez behind Hodge. Meadows again. He carries it with 2 hands. Now busts it outside. Dennis Jones is there, drives him out of bounds near the 30-yard line. And the official says keep the clock running. We have a flag in the defensive secondary, but he ran out of bounds on his feet, and then the official said keep the clock running. Look at the official, even he's muddy. I used to look like that coming home from grammar school. Remember your bike?
Oh, yeah.
Back tire?
You ride your bike all the way home, and then you get home, and your mom...
What happened to your pants?
Right, curses you out for not walking your bike home. Still confusion down on the field.
Gene Simon is at a loss right now. He needs the ball back, and then what do you do with it? He's just having no luck with the passing game. Durham and the receivers can't hook up with the mud and the rain. It's too difficult right now, and they need to score twice in the next 7 minutes. Now his penalty is going to go against Mira Costa, but I haven't seen a signal yet as to what it was. It was in the defensive secondary of Redondo, which would mean probably a personal foul. Yeah, against Mira Costa. And you don't need that right now if you're ahead.
No, that's exactly right. You should be in a very good mood with such a big lead, not committing mental mistakes as personal fouls like this one.
Oh, and they had a decent gain on it, too. That penalty actually backs them up from the 30 all the way back to about the 16-yard line. Esparza in motion. Loose ball. It's on the deck again. And Hodge falls on it. Under 7 minutes. Let's go down to Brian Mitchell on the sideline. What do you have, Brian?
Thanks, Jim. For Coach Simon of Redondo, tonight's game is being played at a familiar field. You see, Simon coached football here at El Camino College until last year when, with only 17 days before the start of the new season, he was hired as Redondo's new head football coach. Simon says it was difficult at times last year, and the team finished a disappointing 2-8 as a result. But this year's hard work has paid off in one of the school's most successful football seasons ever. But that season may come to an end if they don't do something here in a hurry over the next 6 minutes. Guys, let's go back upstairs to you.
Yeah, you're right, Brian. The defense doing a good job right now, though, as Mira Costa loses 2 on that bad exchange back to the 14-yard line. 3rd down and 22, and they hand it up the middle. Vasquez running over guys. He absolutely punishes Aaron Cogan. It'll be 4th down, but I'll tell you what, the Mira Costa fans made a lot of noise on that one.
What a tremendous effort by Vasquez. He stands at 5'10", 180. He's not supposed to be able to deliver hits like this.
Of course, Cogan's only 152.
Right, so I guess he did have the advantage, but right there, just a tremendous job of running. He ran him right over. That is something that will definitely carry into the offseason when bragging rights for this game are decided.
And Cogan, on the way off the field, takes his bucket off and checks his lid. He got hammered, but he stood in there and slowed him up. That's what he had to do. You know, lots of big names have come out of these two schools. This is one of the real fun parts of doing this game every week. As you look back at the yearbooks, the black and white pictures, you'll find out who's come out of these schools. Mike Dodd, of course. And I get the chance to work with Dodd's beach partner, Tim Hovland, quite a bit. Brian Ivey, 2 volleyball players who you'd expect coming out of Mira Costa. Jeff Tarango, the pro tennis player who you've heard so much about at Wimbledon for his outbursts. And Holly McPeak, another pro beach volleyball player.
Does the outburst make him the prominent alumni?
Well, that's how I know who he is.
Okay.
Don't you remember how ugly that got at Wimbledon?
That was bad.
His wife yelled at somebody. That was just a gentleman. Coach is back in to punt now with 6 minutes to play in the game. Punt is short, lands across midfield, and absolutely parks at the 45-yard line. So that's where Redondo has it. Now, they have 5:51 left in their season unless they do something about it. We'll find out when we come back. It's the Fox Sports West 2 High School Football Game of the Week.
There is no better gasoline than Arco. It is rigorously tested at every stage. It meets the highest quality standards in the lab.
Your attention, please.
This is a public information bulletin for first-time Arco customers. Please, wear a helmet. Our high quality, combined with our reasonable prices, could cause temporary loss of consciousness. Be safe, not sorry.
Arco, the only difference is the price.
Back to back, heart attack. First racing and the pack. Here's the battle of the base. Go pepper and snap. Here's Bob and Double J. Send the purple people leader. Take it to the stick. Don't know when you better be quick. Back to back, heart attack. Here's Fox doubleheader. Can you deal with that?
Turn to your local Fox station for all the action. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific.
You really got to love your high school football to sit in these kind of conditions, and you think they'd get better seats.
Yeah, well, they have a choice, you know, but as you see, the back of the end zones are pretty much empty at this point. But they chose the worst seats in the house. Maybe that's Bob Euchre. Anybody go over there and check?
They wanted a backrest. There you go. There's some of the Hardy folks who've turned out tonight. It's been raining for 4 hours. They knew they were going to get dumped on tonight, but hey, when your kid's in the playoffs, pack the wagon and come on out. Let's see what Redondo does. Dorrance turns the door back to Jones. Jones finds his way out near midfield and a flag back at the 44, so hold everything. Well, the last thing, the two worst things for Redondo right now would be a turnover or a penalty, and here's one of them. It goes against the Seahawks. Just no time for that right now.
Right, this just has to be complete frustration by Gene Simon. His team hasn't quite executed the way that they had hoped for. Actually, the way they played in Game 10. Tonight, they haven't been able to put anything together offensively. And, of course, Jim, as you mentioned, penalties are the last thing they need at this point.
Keep in mind, this is a team that went 2-8 in Gene Simon's first year, and they come back with a 9-3 mark this year, and that includes dropping the last 2 games of the regular season. Then they beat Atascadero in the first round, number 2 seed in the division. And they're giving Mira Costa a pretty good game tonight under bad conditions, rain and mud, and it's been that way since the kickoff. Watson shifts into the backfield now for Redondo. Durham rolls to his left. Plenty of time, plenty of room. He's got a man downfield. It's Sidney Blue. He's wide open at the 47-yard line, steps out at the 45, and a good throw by Durham.
And a great call for Gene Simon is his offense.
Well, he got his quarterback out of that mud and let him have some footing.
He does the smart thing, as you mentioned, Jim. He gets him over into the greener pastures of the field. As you see, he hasn't even got there yet, but he will. Right there is about as green as it gets, and then it's a nice pitch and catch. Nice job of getting out of the pocket and allowing the quarterback, Troy Durham, to get a clear shot and glue down the field.
It's an 8-yard pickup, 2nd down and 2 now at the 47-yard line of Mira Costa. 5:35 to play. The pitch is behind Jones. He one-hands it and then slips and falls and will lose a couple back to the 49.
Well, I'll tell you, Jim, on that pitch right there, Durham's actually going to hit Carl Watson, it looks like, in the back, which caused that pitch to actually go behind Dennis Jones. Jones made a good job of making the one-handed catch, but they're still going to come up with a 3rd and about 5. It looks like they might have been lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage right there.
Durham and Simon taking their time right now, and of course, while they're over there drying off their hands and having a chat, the clock continues to run. And at this point, that kind of offensive strategy, having your quarterback come all the way across the field, and remember, they're on the other hash mark, that's going to eat up a lot of time. He went over there with 5:17. There's now 4:51 to play. He lost a lot of time there. I don't know if they can continue to do that. Carl Watson breaks some tackles across the 40 to the 35. Watson fights his way down to the 31-yard line. Biggest run of the night for Redondo.
Great run by Watson. And Jim, with runs like that, how could you throw your name in the same sentence as Carl Watson? Playing outstanding tonight.
This is a great